Thank you for joining us at Beerfish Fanatics. And this episode is actually brought to you by Whisker Secret Tackle.
So make sure you guys go to whiskersecret.com for all your catfishing gear.
Enjoy the episode, guys. This episode is brought to you by Kalona Brewing Company. If you live in Eastern Iowa, make sure to swing by Kalona Brewing Company's tap room. Amazing food and amazing craft beer. If you live in Central Iowa or in the Midwest, swing by your local supermarket and see if they carry the Kalona Brewing Company line of beer. And also swing by your local restaurants, local bars, see if they have Kalona Brewing Companies on tap. If not, make sure you guys request it. I kid you not, you won't regret that. Other than that, enjoy this episode, guys. Exhausted today. The kids were insane. Drove Huey up the wall. Yeah, they don't have four, Kit. Whatever the case may be, don't have four, man. It's not all it's cracked out to be. Especially for girls, man. All right, guy. Welcome to another episode of Beerfish Fanatics. This is Grandy with Ma Pa Fishing. We have
Kit with the Fishing Kit YouTube channel.
And today, quick shout out to our sponsor, Kalona Brewing Company. I am doing the Bluefin Weizen, the Blueberry Hefeweizen Ale. I think I had this on the last episode or two. I really like it, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm not a huge into fruity beer, but for some reason, this is one of my better ones that I appreciate and like. What do you got, guy?
Oh man, I got it's called the Old Soul Wee Heavy Scotch Ale.
It's a good one, actually.
It is a whopping 9.3% alcohol.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Well, this Blue Hefeweizen is 5.1, so looks like you're going double time on me, man.
Yeah, that sounded pretty bad the way you said it.
Oh yeah, oops. Take that back. All right, cheers, guy. Cheers. And then if anybody on YouTube watching, this is by the time this episode's out, I'm going to make this available. New cups for Beerfish Fanatics. You want to help support Fishing Kit and myself? I'll put the link up in the show notes, but go copy yourself a cup, man. Excuse me. And it's actually for beer, guys. It's not a coffee mug. We still have the coffee mugs. I actually really like those, but right here, if you guys want to go cop yourself a Beerfish Fanatics mug, I think I only got a few, so go get some if you guys want to help support us, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
There we go. So
it'll be good for your beers. Pour your beer in there.
Exactly. You can fit a pint, 16 ounces, man. Perfect. I just did it right now.
Or soda, if that's your jam.
There you go. Or water. My wife uses the cup for water, so there you go. So
man, this one's it's a doozy, man.
All right. Good. Get you nice and tipsy, man, so we can catch up a little bit. Just kind of give everybody this week. It's just myself and Fishing Kit. We actually just got back from the St. Paul Ice Show. Had a great time. We went up there for a day and a half, I would say, and we made it to the show and everything. Got to see some people that we wanted to see. Got to see some things we wanted to see. Purchase some things that we wanted to purchase, especially what I was looking for. So at least I got a lot of stuff that I was looking for. But yeah, it was super fun. It was our very first time, and I think it's not going to be our last. I think we were just kind of talking. We're definitely going to come back to that St. Paul Ice Show. It was a lot of fun, man. What would you say? What would you think was your best part of the show, Kit?
My best part of the show, just like meeting all the people that we've met in person, like people that we've done podcasts with, people in the industry, meeting like other YouTubers like D Yang. It was pretty cool meeting D Yang. He's like he's actually my height, so I didn't feel like super short. We met Barry. That guy's like 6 foot something. I've met Troy Hansen. He's with Whisker Seeker.
Oh yeah.
He's one of the Elite Eights. Met him finally. We've been friends on Facebook for a couple years. That dude's like 6 foot something. Like,
Jeez.
man, all these people are so damn tall. Then D Yang, like, hey, we're the same height.
That's funny, but yeah, no, it's super cool. Because in Thane, we had Thane on our podcast too, so that was kind of cool to run into him. We saw a couple other. It was so. This is the thing. If you guys, our listeners, if you're ice fishermen, you've never been to the St. Paul Ice Show. It was because last year they didn't have it due to COVID, obviously. But this year it was. I mean, to someone who's never been to it, it can be overwhelming a little bit, but it was a lot of people. I mean, it was jam packed when we first got in there. And there's just a lot of stuff. There's just tons of stuff, anything and everything that had to do with ice fishing and beyond. That was the cool thing. But yeah, man, it was kind of cool to just kind of put like you said, meet people and shake their hands and meet them in person, versus the Zoom thing. And it was pretty cool to kind of talk to them and like you're saying, networking a little bit and just kind of seeing the people and just in their elements. There was a lot of YouTubers there, surprisingly. I mean, I wouldn't say surprisingly, but there were a lot that we just didn't get a chance to talk and meet up with, because I think you were saying you saw the I Do guys, right? That James Holst guy.
Yeah, but I wouldn't consider him a YouTuber.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess, but he does a lot of things on YouTube, though. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, they just air in-depth outdoors on YouTube.
True. And then there was just a bunch of people. It was really cool. It was really interesting just to see the type of stuff that they had there. There's tons of stuff, tons of sales, obviously. I highly recommend any ice fisherman is in the Midwest, any in Minnesota or within the area. Go check it out next year. I think we're gonna go up there, right? We're going back up there for sure. You think, at least for one day?
Probably.
Yeah. And I talked to my wife, and she wants to go up next year because I told her about there's a science center across the street. So she goes, she'll take the kids and they can go to the ice show for like 30 minutes and then they're over it. So they can go across the street and we can do our thing next year. So no, that was kind of cool. I didn't purchase a live scope. That was kind of I wouldn't say a goal of mine. I almost pulled the trigger. Fishing Kit right here. He was just like, dude, just do it. He was just pushing me. I was super close to pulling the trigger. But I held off because, obviously I just got the Panoptics to be kind of, I at least want to use it first just to see if it's enough for me, I guess you can say. But I don't know.
You should have just did it. Now you're gonna end up paying more for one.
That's true. I mean, there were some really good deals. So just everybody knows, I mean, they do really good deals. You can talk to a lot of the distributors up there, because that was one thing too, because a lot of like people who go there, they're like, did you just buy it direct from Garmin, or did you buy it direct from Striker, Suits, and all that stuff? You don't buy it direct from there because they're there. They have booths there. They talk about the new gear and stuff. But most of the stuff that you have to buy from their distributors. I think that's how it's set up. That way, it's not a direct to consumer thing. You know what I mean?
I think it just depends who they were, because I think the amped guys were selling directly to people.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think just depending on how big and whatever. Yeah, because speaking of amp, I bought new battery up there, so for the Panoptic, so I'm excited about that. I don't know, man. Did you get everything you were looking to buy? I know you're looking to buy a couple things. I know you got just the your auger cover and stuff. Did you get anything else, or are you excited for anything else that you got or picked up?
I got that the auger cover, the cold snap, where you just basically just set it on the floor and you just boop, like it just pops right in and out, so you don't gotta be messing with the blades and stuff. Yeah, and I'm lazy too, so you just real quick, instead of messing around with that little freaking rubber freaking whatever keeper thing, and then like I said, the blades are right there. You don't have to mess with all that stuff, especially when it's cold and you're trying to hurry. One little slip and you freaking got a gash in your hand.
Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about. I came close to doing that to my hand once. The cover, because that plastic thing that you pull it, because it tensions to kind of keep it closed. I actually cut it, I almost, you know how when you pull it and snips, and yeah, I almost cut my finger before. So I agree. If you guys can get one of those, it's probably a little bit safer than putting your hands around the auger blades for sure.
Yeah, and then we stopped by well, the barber buddy,
Mm.
Dean. He actually sent me one of his bite alarms. It's an electronic bite alarm. I've got I've got it on a couple of my videos, but he hooked me up with like this mat for your heater,
Mhm.
basically, so you don't have the freaking ice just melting in front of the heater. You just set it on top of the mat. And he gave me rod holder, which was cool.
Nice, nice. Can't wait to see that. And then, what else did I got new bibs. I might have to send it back, dude.
Why?
I got them today, and they're
Too
small.
small?
Well, on in my crotch area, like everything else fits fine, but I got like thunder thighs. I guess you could. That's what he. My wife says, "Hey, you got thunder thighs, bro," because it's like boom, like super tight on my right around my thighs, but everything else fits. The length, the waist, everything, chest, fine, but it's just the thunder thighs. I'm like, shit. So I think I'm gonna have to send it back. So, or at least get the larger size, one size up. So I'm just like, gosh darn it, because I tried everything. I tried it on today because I got it today. I tried everything, try to loosen it up to see, like, because I didn't want to send it back, man. This is gonna suck. So I gotta send it back and see if I can get it because it's just gonna suck. You spend that much money and then you're like,
They had larges at the show, didn't they?
yes, I know. I know. Can't trust me. I know. Eh, whatever, man. But other than that, what else did I get? I got the battery, I got the bibs. I don't know. Well, that's about it. I don't think I got anything else. I mean, I was looking for a few other things. Oh, I mean, I got a nice beanie for the kid. She loves the beanie, so that was kind of cool. The clam beanie. Uh, Other than that, the only other thing I was really possibly going to contemplate getting was just the live scope. Man, I just couldn't pull the trigger. It was just a lot of money, and then plus, Iowa Hawkeyes lost, so that kind of dampened my mood to really pull the trigger to buy that.
Mm.
Nah, but other than that, it was a really cool show. Like Kit said, I mean, just meeting the people in the industry is really cool, kind of networking. And then obviously, this guy, superstar here, let me take a picture with you, Kit. That was cute.
Yeah, like one person.
But it was fun. I can't wait to go back again next year. So that was it was really cool. And we saw Ben at the short rod show, guys. So that was kind of cool to see him. And we're gonna be, just kind of give everybody a heads up. I don't know when they're gonna air, but we're gonna be jumping on their podcast too. So that's kind of cool coming up here. And no, that was fun to see them too and see him. And hopefully, like I said, next year we can get back up there. I'm gonna take the family so they can kind of see it a little bit. But yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it. It was like I said, it was a lot bigger than I anticipated. I didn't really think it was going to be that as big as it was. I don't know. Did you?
Well, it seems smaller than it was because there was different areas. It wasn't like one big showroom or anything.
Yeah.
There was probably like three different showrooms because there was upstairs, like the main hall or whatever, and then
Mhm.
the other one on the other side of the wall with like all the RVs and stuff. Well, the
Ooh.
ice castles, those were cool. It
Yeah.
was pretty cool seeing those. I'll probably never get one, but now I know what it's like to be in one of those. Those are pretty cool.
Yeah. No, that was like, I think that was like the highlight for us a little bit, like to see something obviously we're probably not going to get because number one, affordability. Number two, just really doesn't make sense in central Iowa. But it was like you were saying, man, it was so cool just kind of see what it's like to ice fish in luxurious like settings, right?
Yeah, that's when you know you made it.
Hey, you never know, man. You can never count us out, man. Who knows in the future, 5, 10, 15 years from down the road, we can possibly afford one of those. It'd be kind of cool. But no, that was really cool to kind of see the different, ice castles. I mean, you're talking about showers, toilets, I mean, kitchens, TVs, it was heaters, air conditioning. It was just beyond my imagination of what ice shack.
Yeah, it's like the I mean, they got different tiers of them, but man, some of them are super crazy. They got all
Agreed.
the bells and whistles. You could basically live in there if you wanted to.
You could. Very true, man. But other than that, man, do you have fun? Anything else you want to talk about the show? I know, like I said, we're gonna be jumping on the Short Rod Show guys podcast and probably talk a little bit about that. But anything else about the show that you wish you would have seen or could have done or could have purchased or anything like that?
Well, there's a lot of things I wish I could have purchased, but the ends aren't there. If you know what I mean. Well, ends is like money for those that don't know.
Very true, man. No, I agree with you. That's what I was telling you, man. I know you guys are like, just get the live scope, but I was just like, man, it was going to be really hard to justify it without using the Panoptics first. That's all. That's what I was thinking in my head. I don't know.
I don't know. I never used Panoptics.
Must be nice. You just went straight to the live scope. That was awesome, man. All right, man. Well, we'll switch gears a little bit. So let's talk about walleyes, man. Right now it's December, obviously, and central Iowa here. The weather's been pretty tame. It hasn't been blistering cold or anything. It's been really actually pretty damn warm. I think it's one of the warmest winters I've been a part of in central Iowa in quite some time. But the walleye bite, I don't know, man. I think it's kind of picked up a bit. I know we talked about this in previous podcasts, how we're, gearing up for ice fishing is to fish for walleyes before that happens. But I don't know. What do you think? Has walleye has it been good for you? I guess you can say in the past couple weeks or anything like that.
I had one good day, so I don't know if that answers your question or not. One good day is better than the rest of my season, though. Haven't had any good days up until that one day, and then I've probably caught like one or two randomly here and there. So it's not really phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And I've only been able to catch them in one area. I've tried a few different spots, but I don't know. It just ain't doing it. But that one day was pretty awesome. I ended up catching like 10 walleyes that day.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing huge, but freaking Matt, my buddy, lucky bitch, caught his PB uh in that same spot like a couple days later. And then I don't even know if I think I got skunked that day. So
Damn. No,
feast or famine for me.
I I hear what you're saying. You know, obviously I don't get to go out, for like a long session fishing or anything like that. So when I get to go out for an hour and a half, or even 2 hours, like my max sometimes with, my time constraints. So when I catch two or three, it's like feels like fire to me. You know what I mean? I mean, to me, it just feels
Two
like
or three is better than most of my season. Probably
yeah.
better than a lot of people right now.
No, you're right. Surprisingly, like no, before a while though, honestly, like right before, I would say like between October and November, like the mid to late November, dude, I couldn't catch anything. It didn't even matter if it was a walleye or anything. I was rough. It was really, really rough. Like that time, we went with Spencer, like I didn't catch anything. Like that I'm telling you, for like two and a half weeks, I was texting you, I'm like, man, where are you going, dude? Because I couldn't catch anything and I went probably out fishing almost every other day for at least an hour or two. I don't get that long, but I was trying, man. And finally, you're right though. It I don't know what happened. It just started clicking. Maybe it's I don't know. I think I picked up some tidbits from I think from you and Spencer from River Certified. I know it's not big, but it's just like little tidbits from you guys. Or so I don't know if anybody listening, if you guys don't really walleye fish or anything like that, but little things that these guys, tips and stuff that I pick from them when I fish with them. It's like, you're telling me make sure keep your line, what's that? Keep the tension on the line. And then when you're fishing the bottom, you don't have to always jerk it. Just kind of slowly reel it in. Just kind of let it, slowly fish the bottom, the lure. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and we're just Well, I'm just familiar with river fishing in Iowa for walleyes, which is uh kind of the low of the low when it comes to walleye fishing.
Why do you say that?
Well, walleye fishing in Iowa, it's not really something that walleye fishing in Iowa is nothing to brag about, really. I'm I know, well, got I'm sure there's dudes out there that just, put a smack on them, but generally speaking, our walleye fishing is kind of
Hit or miss, right?
yeah. I mean, and then I'll watch like a Jay Siemens video or Clayton Schick video. They catch, oh, let's do 100 walleye a day challenge. And then they freaking get like over 180, 90 walleyes in a day. And, we can't even catch that in a whole year.
Very true. No, no, I agree. It's just but no, I think every little tip it helps. So like I said, I want to say thank to you and Spencer, because you guys probably don't think that's a big deal, but to me it was, because those little tidbits, I feel it gave me a little bit of an advantage to possibly catch some fish. I think it really helped me, man. Like just little tidbits, like you guys said, try this or try this or try this or whatnot. Um,
Yeah, but I will say, for those of people that are in Iowa and want to know they might be able to catch some of our walleyes. If you're river fishing, fish slow.
mhm.
And I would throw the lightest jig you could get away with. I would say, yeah, try to get away with the lightest jig you can get away with,
Mhm.
mm, while touching the bottom. So you don't want to throw the lightest jig possible and never touch the bottom. But the lightest jig you can get and barely touch the bottom, because walleyes, they kind of hug bottom. And if you fish it slow, less work for them. They chase it down. And on your swim baits, I'm pretty sure live bait would work too.
Yeah. No, it works. I really felt like you're saying, just go really slow, and then but not so slow that you snag, but then like you're just saying, then that comes with the weight of the jig, like just enough so you don't
Yeah.
don't snag. And that's what I've been working on. I've been trying that, and I think it helped. I mean, I think I've done pretty good, at least versus last year. I think last year I only did really well at one location when you told me to go when it was good, and then that was it. I didn't do too well for walleyes after that. But I think this year, at least different locations, I've done a little bit better. I mean, I've at least caught different locations, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah. Last
um
year was a lot better for me. I think I had like a 2 week stretch when I was catching them pretty consistently. This year, that one day, that's it.
do you think the weather make it? Because everybody, I'm sure, central Iowa or in the Midwest period, or actually anywhere, dude, even like my in-laws from Colorado, it's so the weather has been so tame in regards to winter right now. I mean, I think they had like 67 degrees the other day. I mean, we are still here in central Iowa I mean, we're slowly getting a little colder here and there, but we're still got 50, 60s. I already see in the forecast coming up here. Do you think that affects the walleye bite at all? Or, I mean, am I looking too much into that, do you think? Or,
Um, it's probably not a big deal because it hasn't really been rainy.
okay.
I think like rain and stuff has a bigger impact. And I guess the lack of rain too probably has an impact, but it wouldn't be like a sudden, it wouldn't be like a jarring difference between one day and the next,
Mm-hmm.
because we had no rain. But let's say if it does get if we get like a whole bunch of rain one day, that would definitely affect it. But it's been a pretty dry fall. I don't know. Like if you mean the warm weather,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they'd be biting a little bit better. I mean, it's not like we're getting 70, 80 degrees days out there. I mean, it's still pretty cool. I think walleye still like this weather. I don't
That's
know.
right.
Just different year. It's fishing.
Very true. I mean, that leads into ice fishing. I know, because we went to the ice show. Everybody's so excited, and everybody's energy's all wrapped up, and they're just can't wait to go ice fishing. I mean, because we were in central Minnesota. That's where the show was, St. Paul, and they don't have ice. We were there. We were driving. We're just kind of driving on the interstate, looking at the lakes and everything, and nobody has ice. I mean, they barely had some ice skimming, but I know you mentioned like you're whatever. I'll wait for the ice whenever the ice shows up, but I know
I'll
a
be
lot of
ready when it gets here.
exactly. I know a lot of people on social media, they're like super pumped up. Some people are pissed off, some people are excited because some people are like, I don't give a shit. I can shore fish a little bit more, take my boat out a couple more times, or whatever the case may be. And you got the others are like, this sucks. It needs to be colder. They need ice fishing. I would say I'm in between. And the reason why I would say I'm like in between, like, I'm actually enjoying this walleye fishing because I think I'm learning, I'm getting better, and I think I'm enjoying that more of learning, getting better as a angler, going for walleye. So I'm not in a huge rush to go for the ice fishing yet, but I wouldn't mind if ice comes pretty quickly too. So I don't know where would you say you are at in that boat?
Like I said, I'll be ready when it gets here. And until then, I'll just keep fishing as often as I can. It's because we're not at the point where it's getting so cold that we can't really open water fish. And I'm talking about ice on the shoreline that goes out, 5, 10 feet, or if I'm at the river, my line guides are freezing up all the time. That's usually when I decide to call it quits for open water. Once my stuff starts freezing all the time, that's about when I hang it up, and then I just wait for ice. And we haven't gotten to that point yet. I can still go out, cast the line, don't have to worry about my lines freezing up. And I actually took my kayak out recently. Did okay. I fished all day. It wasn't a super quick bite, but it was consistent. Caught white bass, crappies, even a few bluegills, surprisingly.
Really?
Like hitting big, like I wasn't using spoons that you would use for crappies and white bass and wipers. I caught a couple bluegill, and I'm fishing areas that I plan on fishing through the ice. So it was kind of like a scouting thing too.
That's cool.
And looking at the forecast, I'll probably be able to get out at least one more time on the kayak.
Yeah. And were you vertical jigging? Were you casting, or were you just reeling in slow when you're on your kayak? What would you say was like your best um attack?
Well, I had my ice rod, so I was just vertical jigging.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty fun. Kind of practicing for ice fishing, basically.
I might have to borrow somebody's kayak
I might go on Sunday if the weather's decent.
Sunday. Okay.
If it's like upper 40s and not too much wind, I think I'll go.
Dang it. No, I think boss lady's on call. I can't go on Sunday. Dang it. No, well, you brought it up. You might as well tell us how was the kayaking trip? I know you didn't go alone. Shout out to Corey. Love you, man. If you listen to this, but
JB's fish sauce.
JB fish sauce. Gotta give Corey some love. He was on our podcast previously as a guest, but I heard the story. But tell us, man, how was it? What happened and all the good stuff? I'm pretty sure Corey's like, yep, you might as well tell him. It's probably good stuff for people to hear and know.
Okay, so Corey's been on like a tear. If you follow him on Facebook, he's been posting videos for about a week now, at least a week, maybe 2 weeks. He's been tearing it up on the kayak, and I find I usually don't hit up people on Facebook like, oh hey, where's it biting? Show me where it's biting. I just gave in. I was like, all right, Corey, I got Friday off, and your videos are driving me crazy. So let's go get a line wet. And then he told me a couple spots that he's been going to, and I said, oh, let's go here since it's somewhat close. Well, actually, it's pretty close. It's just a little bit farther for me now that I live on the other side of town. And the thing with this cold water kayaking, it's a good idea to go with somebody, so you can kind of have like a buddy system. Because if you spend too much time in that water was 40 degrees, and if you're out there by yourself, just basically think ice fishing, but you have probably a better chance of getting wet because the water's still soft. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm fishing near Corey. We're probably at the most 100 yards away from each other or something. And Corey knows what he's doing. He's not like some amateur guy. So we're not really keeping too much of an eye on each other, like watching out for each other. I'm just looking over to see if he's catching fish or not. But then he called me over, and he was really up a fish. And next thing you know, I see like his kayak. It's just like basically I could see more and more of the bottom, and then I totally saw the bottom of his kayak. It was facing right towards me, so he fell in. He broke off a fish, tried to go after it. One wrong move, that's all it takes. And he lost a Vexillar. I think he lost a rod, but he bounced right back in, fished the rest of the day.
Man,
good thing it was like, yeah, props to him. Good thing it was like, 50s, 50 degrees that day. And it wasn't too windy when it happened, but the wind did pick up after we left.
Yeah. But 40-degree water is 40-degree water, man. That it's frigid,
Yeah.
But he did mention, and he posted on social media, it's like it's a good thing you guys had your, in a sense, your ice fishing suits, the floating suits. And he said he had his bibs on, and it, like you were just saying, like once he fell in, literally he just came back up, right? He was just floating.
Well, he didn't really stay in the water that long. He fell in, flipped his kayak over, and then hopped back in his kayak.
Yeah. So I mean, it helps. I mean, that's one thing, especially like you're saying, if you guys are kayak fishing late season, early season, water's frigid. When it's that cold, you just don't know how you and your body reacts. So it was a good thing that you guys had your suits on. And if not, I'm pretty sure you guys had your life jackets on, I'm assuming. I hope.
We had our float suits on. I had my jacket on.
That's good. So, I mean, just in case.
I wasn't too far from him anyway. So.
Yeah.
And no, but it's not like we're miles out from shore either. Yeah. We were probably 100 yards from shore.
But it's a good thing, like you're saying, just to go with a buddy. It doesn't hurt. You know what I mean? Like to have another buddy just in case shit happens. Yeah. So, I mean, but no, I mean, like you said, though, props to Corey, because, man, if I would have fallen, I'm like, all right, I'm calling it, man. It's a day, man. But I guess you guys are fishing more. He caught some more fish that day too. Yay.
He did. He did catch a few more fish. He kept breaking off of fish too. So he was getting into a lot more big fish than I was. I didn't get into any big fish. I got into some decent crappies, decent white bass. He was getting into some wipers, which I was a little jealous of, because I didn't hook up with any wipers. And he wasn't doing a whole lot. He's just dead sticky. I think it's something in that fish sauce of his, man, because that was the difference.
Well, there you guys go, man. Check it out. JB's Fish Sauce. Check out Corey. If you guys want the links and everything, we'll definitely put that, because no, I mean, if it's working, it's working, and he has been working it, dude. I've seen all his videos and his posts.
Yeah, if you've been following Corey on Facebook, Corey Weaver, or JB's Fish Sauce. I'm not sure if he posts too much on the JB's Fish Sauce, like his outings that he's been having lately. But if you just find him on Facebook, he's been posting wipers, crappies. Yeah, that's why I had to be like, man, let's go.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, man, because I was jealous. I'm not gonna lie, because that day I was like, God, I was thinking about calling you into work and going with you guys, but man, and you guys sending us pictures. I'm like, thanks, man. Thanks, Kit.
Yeah. It wasn't like fast action, but it was consistent. Slow. It was slow for me, but it was pretty consistent, I guess. I was out there for like 6 hours. I was out there for a long time. It went by fast. Ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's kind of cool, because in Central Iowa, like we said, this December, I wouldn't think that you would take a kayak out, but you still can. So that's kind of cool. Especially when you just said you're gonna possibly take it out again, depending on winds and everything. So that's kind of, because our forecast, like I said, late December, this is kind of crazy that it's going to be warm enough that you can take kayaks out again. So might as well, like you're saying, though, it's a good thing that that was one thing last year. You're right. I stopped going out fishing, like bank fishing, as soon as my line, because I use braid on all my setups. Man, once that ice forms on your line, God, it's just a pain in the ass. So it hasn't happened yet. You're right.
And another thing is I started using side scan on my kayak.
Oh, how's that?
It's pretty dang cool. I found a lot of rock piles that I'm not familiar with. So I'm like, yep, marking this, marking this. Every time I found brush pile, marking that. So I didn't intend it to be a recon trip, but it just ended up being that way anyways.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go back to those same spots through the ice. Actually, I'll probably go back to those same spots when I take the kayak out again. Hopefully find some more spots.
Yeah. Oh, that's kind of cool. No, that's awesome. It's pretty cool that we get a chance to fish those spots that we're gonna ice fish to prep. So that's kind of cool for you to be able to do that, and like you're saying, mark the spots and everything.
Yeah, I kind of want to go out west and hit those lakes that we hit up with a kayak and then just mark all the brush.
Ooh, it's not a bad idea, because I mean you use the same system when you're ice fishing. So, and if you mark it, no, it's not a bad idea if you get an opportunity to. I mean,
I guess that's as much ice prepping that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Recon, taking the kayak out.
Patience, everyone. I know a lot of people are so itchy, but patience. We will get ice. It will get cold enough. I think a lot of people, dude, I see so many people, at least up in Minnesota, are like driving even north. They're already in central Minnesota and they're driving more and more north just to they get that first ice. I get it, but just be safe out there. Spud bar. Make sure everybody get a spud bar, man. I think that's the biggest thing. Make sure everybody get ice picks and spud bar. Spud bar is probably my number one that you should get.
Yeah, because that's the picks. The picks are only good for once you go through the ice.
And that's only if you have upper body strength they can pull your ass up. You know what I'm saying? It's not that easy, dude. I've seen that. Like, I kind of want to just, man, we should try it one day if we have time. Like
I'll let you try it
on a warm day. When I say warm, like maybe towards the end of ice season, that might not be a bad idea. Like towards the end of ice season, like if it's nice and warm, ice is already cracking, whatever the case may be, maybe practice it just to see. I haven't practiced that, using the ice picks, but I see videos of it. Doesn't look easy.
No, well, you got all that weight with the water, all your gear is wet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, just because you have it doesn't, I mean, if you don't know, if you never use it or you don't know how to use it, it's kind of pointless, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see. I think maybe, man, I might see if I can do something like that. At least near shore or something, like when like I said, towards the end of ice season, nobody's really fishing, but if there's a little bit of ice, just kind of practice it just to see what it's really like when you're wet, soaked, halfway underwater, and then trying to pull your ass up, especially when you're fat like me. You know what I mean? Like, can I even do it? I mean, because if I can't even do it, what's the point? So, I mean,
right.
I might just try it. I might just try it for, see how we do on that. But, oh, man, speaking of winter, anything else you got going on, guy? Fishing wise?
I'm just, grinding away on the YouTube. I got 5 weeks of videos in the pipeline right now.
Nice. So there you guys go, man. Make sure you guys, no, seriously though, thank you so much to all our supporters, listeners here. And I think a lot of you guys also check out Fishing Kit's YouTube channel and check out my channel, Mapa Fishing. But, definitely appreciate that you guys listen to us. I don't know how you guys don't get sick of us. I mean, if you watch our YouTube channel and you listen to us talk for like an hour or two or whatever the case may be. I don't know, man. You guys must be cracked out because listening to us, but we do appreciate that. And no, that's cool, man. You got 5 holy shit, dude. That's a lot.
I got 5 weeks. I'm out 5 weeks. So no ice fishing videos for a while. Well, for one, I don't have any ice fishing content. Actually, no, I take that back. I have ice. I might have like 1 or 2 videos from last year. They're kind of crummy and they're like, if I get desperate and if I need content, I could probably, whip something up with them. But yeah, I got river fishing, 2 catch and cooks, the kayak fishing video coming up.
Nice.
And a boat video.
There we go.
Well, by the time this By the time this releases, that boat video will be out, and maybe one of the river fishing videos.
Cool. Yeah, I think I'm probably about three weeks out. So I'm not. Two, maybe 2 or 3 weeks out. Well, counting this week, I'm 3 weeks out. So technically 2.5 weeks. So
yeah, counting this week, I got 5.
Right. So there you go. Nah, it doesn't mean nothing, man. It doesn't mean I was catching on fire. It might be videos of me watching you, and it is on one of my videos, but it is what it is, man. But no, I don't know, man. I think I'm excited for ice season so I can get some, like you're saying, get some content on there. But I'm with you. I don't think I'm gonna be able to release any ice fishing content till January for sure.
I'm already pushing into January with my videos.
Nothing you can do.
I could probably, shuffle some stuff around if I have the content by then. But the way it's looking, we probably won't be ice fishing, not in Central Iowa, for at least a month.
Yeah.
And if we drive up north, that's our best bet. And who knows how far we got to drive up. I saw that Clear Lake locked up.
I think so. So when this video comes out, I'm pretty sure it's locked up by then. And then same thing with the IGLs, the Iowa Great Lakes. I think today they did mention it's about an 80 to 90% almost locked up. But if the winds pick up in the next day or two, it could affect that. But we'll see. I think I was just talking to a fishing kid right before we jumped on. I think we're gonna do a fishing trip up to the IGLs again. I think we're trying to keep that a yearly trip, but hopefully we can get up there a little bit earlier this year versus last year. Last year we went pretty late, and this year I'm going to try a little bit sooner. So we'll see how we do. I'm excited to get up there. I like it up there. It's kind of cool. The kids love it, and just to kind of catch different fish at different lakes than what we're used to here in Central Iowa. So it's kind of cool. So no, you're right, man. We're not going to be fishing in Central Iowa for quite some time, ice fishing wise.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at the forecast right now for Clear Lake. They're mostly below freezing, but there's a good chance of rain on Friday. Or not rain, snow. Ooh, 5 inches of snow on top of thin ice. That ain't going to be good.
That's not good at all. But
might make things kind of sketchy.
Yeah. So that's what I, try to tell everybody, just be safe, and be patient. I mean, we'll get ice. I mean, it's not like it's not going to come. It just might come a little bit later than normal. I think January for sure. Well, not for sure, but I'm hoping we'll definitely be ice fishing here. And, no 10-inch crappie or 8-inch bluegills worth your life. So just be safe, guys, out there.
Yeah, I mean, we'll probably end up making a trip or two north.
Yeah,
in January, if we're not ice fishing in Central Iowa by then.
I agree. We'll do it. Well, let me know. I think I'll go with you. We normally do. We normally go. We try to get as first ice as close as we can for Iowa. I think we've done that for the last couple of years. We had to go north, obviously, but hopefully we can make it happen this year again, and we'll see. Like you said, a couple of weeks, and then we can probably tell it here, but I did get a hold of Kevin, so we're gonna try to get him on our podcast for the YBB up there at Clear Lake, Iowa. So we'll fine tune some dates on his schedule. So just kind of give everybody a heads up. So he's going to be jumping back on, give us a little bit, the 411 on the Yellow Bass Bonanza up there at Clear Lake, Iowa, and also just more information about ice fishing up there. So he did confirm that he wants to jump on. So that's kind of cool of him. And he'll give us some info and hopefully help us to win the damn tournament this year. We'll see. But yep. So just so you guys, just so everybody knows, I think we mentioned it already, but I think Fishing Kit and myself, we're going to do the Yellow Bass Bonanza again this year. And, follow us, stay tuned on that. We'll see how we do. Hopefully we don't land in last place of weigh-ins again, but if we do, hopefully we win money and we'll be just as excited as we were last year, man.
Hopefully we cash a check.
Yep. Hopefully we do. If not, we still have fun. We have our buddies that are also going to go up there, so it's going to be kind of cool. And I think I might have convinced a couple others to possibly join us up there, so that'll be really fun if they can make it up there. It's really cool event. Hopefully you guys, like I said, I don't want to burst the bubble yet, but we'll see. Wait till we get Kevin on so he can really give us the 411 on everything about that. So it'd be really fun. So make sure you guys, like I said, subscribe, follow us in regards to the podcast. And once that episode comes out, I'll definitely let you guys know on that. Other than that, man, yeah, anything else, guy? I mean,
not really. Just stay tuned to our social medias.
Yep.
Like our personal ones, Fishing Kid, My Pop Fishing.
Yeah.
I've been getting pretty active on Facebook and Instagram. So if you want to see what I'm up to, see some fishing pictures, that's probably a pretty good place. I'm trying to be more active than I have been, just posting stuff at least every other couple days. That way you can kind of see what kind of fish I'm catching and then kind of anticipate what videos I got in the pipeline.
Yeah. No,
yeah. And I got an underwater camera again.
Nice.
So that'll be good for ice fishing. I mean, live scope is cool, but as far as like videos go, nothing beats the underwater footage. It's so cool just watching the fish come up.
Agreed, man. I might have to jump into that. Not this year. Next, I don't know. We'll see. All depends on funds and the kids. If they really, like you said, man, last time we took the kids, did they enjoy the camera? No, it was me and you looking like, damn, that was so cool. Did the kids running around playing in the snow? We're like, dude, this is so cool. But
if we were actually catching fish on camera, it would have been a lot cooler. We just saw freaking 12, 13-inch shads swimming around for the most part.
And we were like, holy cow, that was so cool.
Damn.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, man. No, I can't wait. I want to see your camera. I want to see the footage, the action. It gives you, detailed information about how fish react. So that's kind of cool. Definitely agree.
Yeah. It's so cool. It's probably not as cool to some people, but I can watch that shit all day.
No, I'm with you, man. I can't. I'm like, this really is super interesting. Definitely interesting to see how fish react, especially with the lures, especially when it's right in front of them, and you just see how they just like do. Sometimes they give you the do look, like, dude, are you gonna buy this right there? Don't you want it? It's just so weird.
Yeah. And there's no question about what kind of fish it is, or just seeing stuff in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's say you just see like a big shadow move in the background, or a big bass or muskie in the background. That's some stuff I miss about having the camera.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. Yeah, I can't wait, man. Yep. Get your camera up and running once ice season. I can't wait to see the footage on that. But yeah, everybody follow us. We have a lot of things in store for the ice season, more than a lot of people think. I think we haven't mentioned it yet, but I think we're going to be joining up with angling with Arlie. We're going to try and see if we can get up there. I think Kit already committed. He's going to go up there for the veterans events. I'm going to try and see if I can make it up there for that too. Yellow Bass Bonanza. We got all kinds of trips that we're planning on. We'll probably record episodes of, the podcast and everything while we're traveling or doing these things too. Is really cool. And then obviously we're going to be recording for our, regular YouTube channel. So just stay tuned on that. Other than that, man, I can't wait. We got some pretty cool guests lined up. So make sure you guys follow us and listen to the upcoming episodes. I think you guys are going to like it. We're going to, like I said, we're focusing a little bit more obviously on ice fishing, as it hence the season a little bit, but we'll have a few other guys, I think, on our podcast that don't get ice. I'll just leave it at that, and you guys will have to just tune in and see who we got, man. So other than that, man, till next time, guys.
See you guys.
Cheers.